isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Cabot,
Where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
In America's home for racing, there's a configuration that requires drivers to turn right. And here tonight for the Overtake iRacing League, we're going to find out how tough that is. With the 13-plus corners, it's live from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval Racing Overtake iRacing League Cup Series. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and tonight, the very short but stout, I would say, road course in the NASCAR schedule. And this racetrack has been known for its amenities. The 16,000 square feet backstretch HD TV is one highlight. The amenities that you get here at Charlotte for spectator comfort, always bringing more and more fans here. Well, you look at this track map in Concord, North Carolina, 2.28 miles with 16 turns. This track originally opened in 1960, and in 2011 the configuration for the Roval started to get repaved and remapped, and NASCAR started using it, and I believe 2017, you'll have to fact check me on that one, but it's been part of the NASCAR schedule ever since. Now, I don't have points for tonight, and it's unfortunate because the Sim Racer Hub was not loading the webpage. They've been having some issues, but here's a look at the points from last week, coming off of week 2, and you had Jonathan Cofield in the lead and Roger Pierce. Those two drivers did not make the field last week, so those two names have changed. The top 5 really has changed, and I believe Yusuf Ghali took over the lead, but he's not going to be here tonight. So there's going to be a variety of change again. We're going to shuffle that top spot one more time after week number 4, but 4 weeks into the season, it's been a good one thus far, and let's take you trackside now and get your grid up on the screen. Well, after last week's win, it's no surprise. He puts it up on the pole. It's Alex Penn with a 1:19.657 over Radburn Shutters in the 44. He's going to start second. Third spot will be Brandon Holder with Rafael Hubi in the 4th spot. James Silver's Jonathan Cofield actually back out on the track there tonight. Good to see him back in 6th. 7th will be Roger Pierce, another driver that missed it. He'll be on board there in the 27 in 7th position. And then we have Hubbard going to start 8th. Rounding out the top 10 here tonight, we got GT Hawkins and David Farmer. John Schwartz is going to start in the 48 car in 11th position. Michael Kostick in 12th. 13th, Sean Kaser with Brent Hensley in 14th. Cody Anderson's going to start in the 15th position. Dustin Ryan settles 16th. 17th, Nick Mills with Daniel Cunningham in 18th. Michael Nash is going to start in 19th position with Casey Ryback in 20th. 21st, Sorrell is going to be in the 21st position 99 car, and Morton is going to start 22nd. Matt Greener in 23rd, Brandon McLaughlin in 24th, and rounding out your 25 car field here tonight is Schroeder in the number 56. So there's all the cars lined up there with Alex Penn there on the inside. We're going to take a lap around Charlotte Motor Speedway, but before we do that, let's see if we can find a driver to pull up here into the booth with us. I think we're going to go with our 7th place starter here tonight, and that'll be Roger Pierce. Let's see if we can find him here in the Discord. Roger Pierce, it's Bradley Cooper up in the Vspeed booth. Do you got a copy?
I do.
Now, Roger, you're going to be starting here in 7th position tonight. Not going to be too bad, but I know the Roval can be pretty demanding, and we're going to have a stage break at lap 20, which would be the only caution that we could possibly see here tonight. What do you think of the situation for this race?
I think it's drive to survive, honestly. To see how everyone's lines are going to work. Everyone's got the line they want to run, so you got to be wary of that, but then you got to stick with what you know as well. So kind of got to be aggressive early on and get track position, because that's going to be key. But I think the stage at 20 and it being a 55 lapper, it's going to be definitely interesting on strategy.
Well, the strategy's there. We've got a lot of turns, lots of places to make mistakes, but 16 of them here tonight, and you got to do it 55 times. Good luck out there tonight, Pierce, and maybe we'll get to talk to you post-race.
Hey, man, hopefully. Thanks.
Roger Pierce in the number 27, going to be starting in the 7th position, like we said, and it's going to be a tough one for him, but I have faith in him. You were an open 1, correct?
Yes.
All right. There we go. Back down to the channel he began in. So Alex Penn, after the win last night, no surprise that he's starting up here on the pole. He was killing it in practice as well. A couple other drivers put up some times, but at the end of practice, it was Penn that put it on top in the number 30 Waynesville Tire machine. And a good look here at all the spectator comfort that you have here. There's a triple deck grandstand on the front stretch, pretty much from the exit of turn 4 all the way midway through 1 and 2. There's grandstands across this front stretch, and every year this track seems to bring more and more people into the venue. So pace car gonna pull off this time by as we get set to go for 55 laps. The 2.28 Roval configuration here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace car pulls off, and we get live in action racing from the Roval into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and we're underway at Charlotte. And James Silvers goes around right off the gate. Everybody trying to dodge him. This is going to split the field up tremendously. Probably the worst portion of the racetrack for that to happen. And they'll throw a caution, because that broke up the field so much. let's go back on the instant replay. They will throw a full course yellow because that happens right on turn 1. That kind of put a disadvantage for a lot of drivers, so I see why they did it. Let's go back and find out what happened to James Silvers here in the 17. Got a little bit of an aggressive start there on the back of the 9. And I'm not sure if the 9 car checks up here. It looks like the 17, they both kind of simultaneously spin at the entrance of the corner. They're both inside of someone. So it wasn't just Silvers, but look at all the cars that have to come to a stop. You got the 31 of Blake Hensley, gets stuck there. The 08 of Daniel Cunningham. The 7, Casey Ryback, nowhere to go. These guys lose probably 18 plus seconds just sitting there waiting for this to clear up and turn 1 to unclog. So unfortunate there, but thankfully the track stewards felt obligated to throw that caution. So while we have a moment and we get caught back up here with the 30 of Alex Penn getting caught back up to the pace car, looks like he might have, not sure if he brought it down pit road, exactly what happened here, but looks like some cars are on the backstretch that have caught up to the pace car. And they'll most likely get a wave by because they were ahead of the leaders, so. But Alex Penn is going to maintain this lead. We have the opportunity here. We're going to try to bring Cornerstone Motorsports driver Alex Penn up here into the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So you're sitting here. We got a full course caution, a little spin there in the entrance of turn 1, and track stewards figured that, you know, we needed a yellow. This kind of shortens up the first stage. Does this change your strategy here tonight?
Not really, if I'm going to be honest. I'm mostly just glad that most of the team was able to get through that. Unfortunately, Brandon got caught up in it, and hopefully he'll be able to make up some time later on in the race before the stage.
Yeah, quite a few guys got clogged up there in turn 1. And it's kind of a product of how this racetrack's built. There's walls on both sides for a lot of the first beginning portions of this track. How tough is it to be on that inside? It looked like 2 cars, Holder and Silvers both, got loose touching that entrance on the inside.
Yeah, it was tough coming off of the curb coming to the green, because staying in first gear makes that a lot tougher. It's very slippery, so I expect a lot more mistakes as we go green this time.
Well, watching you live on the camera, give us a good little wave here to the left side of you, and we'll get you set back up, ready to go in just a moment. But good luck, man.
Thank you.
And that's Cornerstone Motorsports driver Alex Penn getting ready to lead him off for the second time here tonight. Tough break for some of these guys, and Brandon Holder, James Silvers fall back quite a few spots. Brandon Holder, who started up here in 3rd, is going to be in 23rd position, losing 20 positions from that spin. James Silvers falls back. He's actually on pit road right now. He started 5th. He's getting some damage repaired, I believe. So the 17 going to probably fall out of the top 20 as well. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances, but I know that everybody out there is, once we get the race going green, might be able to recover. Just a matter of how long does it take to get by some of these guys. You meet them at the wrong portions of the racetrack. There's a few drivers that were struggling here in practice, and they'll probably be holding up some of these guys that started towards the front. We'll have to wait and see how that shakes out, because we know that, excuse me, Brandon Holder and James Silvers are top 10 contenders here tonight, but they're going to be outside the top 20 trying to race their way back up there. Now, pacing around this racetrack takes quite some time, and my voice here tonight has been already given up, so we're going to take a quick commercial break here. Remind you of the sponsors and get you back live here on Vspeed at the Roval right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and get back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Marty's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Roval gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Back here live at the Roval. Excuse me, man, it has just been rough here these past couple days. I don't know if I've lost my voice, but we're gonna get through this. 55 laps, and we've completed 4 of them, mostly under caution here as we threw a full course caution after lap 1, turn 1. But we're setting them back up here, getting them back ready to go. Alex Penn, Radburn Shutters, Rafael Huby, James Cofield, and Roger Pierce, the top 5. As we get set to bring him back live here at Charlotte. So let's see if we can get this race officially underway here. For attempt number 2 of the start of this race, Alex Penn and Radburn Shutters, again, on the front row, ready to go racing at the Roval. Stage break at lap 20, and here we go from first gear into turn 1. And to lead lap number 1, it is going to be Alex Penn. He keeps it up there on the front spot, pulls out about 0.8 of a second over Radburn Shutters. And last night, we watched this 30 car drive around mid-Ohio, able to pass with, 3-4 to go and lead those last couple laps and get the win almost threw it all away with locking up the tires in the last couple corners and made it very eventful. Will we see more of that tonight? He has the 44 keeping him honest here as they go into turn 6. So the top two have pulled out quite considerably. Roval, who's mastered the art of saving tires and the strategy here for Overtake iRacing League. He's sitting in 3rd spot. Jonathan Cofield, good to see him back, but he's got a lot of work to do. He's 3.5 seconds back already after just 2 laps under green. And hot on the back bumper into 1. The 51 of Hubbard is going to get by. Cofield takes it out wide, and the 27 of Pierce back up into the top 5. Cofield getting freight trained here, losing a couple spots, and has a couple more drivers. Hawkins looking to the inside. Couple little mistakes there for the 14, and that allowed John Schwartz, who was up there in practice but had a kind of a bad qualifying start. He was in the top 2 in practice and now starts 11th, so maybe a mistake there. He's trying to play catch up with this top 5. All the way up to 8th though already, so a pretty good start. Up 3 positions. Brandon Holder is recovering slowly. He's up to 16th after that lap 1 spin. He restarted in 23rd, but still a lot of work to do. Plenty of time to do it. Got over 100 miles left here in this race. And Shutters will be right there if the 30 of Penn makes any mistake at all. Pretty tight battle here between the 31 of Blake Hensley and the 42 of Cody Anderson as we go on board with the back of Anderson. A peek to the inside by the 31. Shuts the door there, but now back to the inside again. Little contact there, wearing the doors off. Who's going to give here before they get back out onto the 24-degree banking? 31 backs it up, and Hensley gives the position back. That was on board with the 42 of Anderson. You can see the sequential shifter he's using. He has to take his hand off the wheel. I prefer the paddle shifts, but it doesn't look like he has those on the Alcantara Fanatec wheel. And that 31 car putting the pressure on. To the outside now for Hensley. This is for 11th. But it's the closest battle we have on the racetrack, and now the 17 of Silver's rejoining the party. And this is about the time that Hensley got into the inside, kind of a weak point there for the 42 on this racetrack, and a touch with the wall there. Right in front of Silver's. Back up front, though, Alex Penn has lost a couple tenths to Shutters, starting to chip away at him. Shutters very aggressive on that braking point in the final chicane. Ten laps to go before the stage break. And the 44 car trying to chase down. Alex Penn has led every single lap so far. OiL Hubie in third spot. He's about 2.5 seconds back from Shutters. That lead continuing to grow, but the 21 pulling away from Hubbard and 5 seconds back for fourth position. So the top five very spread out. Roger Pierce, he's about 2 seconds away. Last time by, he was a little bit slower, and that's not going to help. Hits the turtle. Going into the bus stop. That's going to lose him a little bit more time. Jonathan Cofield. The 48 behind him of Schwartz, who's picked up quite a few positions since that start in 11th and brushed with the wall there out of the exit of 1, but he's up to 7th spot now, trying to chase down the 58, and Cofield starting to turn up the heat on Roger Pierce. Pierce making a couple mistakes here as of late. How about the moves by Blake Hensley? He's been working through this field. Got around. Cody Anderson actually had some problems here, so the 42 is back to 17th. We watched him get around the inside of Anderson. He worked on him for a couple laps. Now he's getting by the 25 of Sean Kaser. And overshoots the bus stop. And some hang time there by the 31. Let's go back on that instant replay and get a good angle of that. All 4 tires? Yeah, officially all 4 tires there for Hensley. Oh, and we got a car spun around there. That looks like Shutters, the second place driver, has lost control as we came back to a live shot. He's pinned in turn 1. And all of that full course caution is out. Let's go back and see how this happened to the 44. He was right on the bumper of Alex Penn. He had him a couple tenths of a second ahead of him here. But into turn 1, clips that bump right there. And, oh, the 17, or the 7 of Ryback. The 30 of Penn got into the back of Ryback, and it wasn't a self-spin here. On board now with the 30 of Alex Penn, and Casey Ryback just trying to get out of the way. You see that contact, kind of the after effects. On board with the 44. That's a shame. So our second full course caution of the night. Alex Penn gets into the back of the 7 of Ryback, and the 44 of Shutters gets into him, creating a situation where the leaders get caught up in something. I know that the Track stewards probably had to throw that yellow for this one. But we're 13 laps in. We're coming up on that stage break, and we're going to be kind of in a shootout mode here for this restart. See if anybody has a chance. Rafael Hubi could get up there and snag the lead away from the 30 car. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, it's been a good one here live from Charlotte. If you guys are enjoying the Overtake iRacing League Cup Series, we're going to shoot it to another quick commercial break here as they pace around and get this field sorted back out. We'll be back right after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Slack.
Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live at Charlotte. Roval Racing under its second caution of the night, coming up on that stage break. We're live for the Overtake iRacing League's 55 laps at the Roval, and so far, Alex Penn has led every single one of these laps as we pace under caution, getting ready to rack them back up. We've talked to quite a few of these guys. We talked to Penn, we talked to Pierce. Let's see if we can talk to another driver that's out there tonight. We've got Cody Anderson up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Cody, we've seen a number of different scenarios here tonight, kind of shaking up the strategy. We saw the full course caution happen in lap 1. Now we have another one with the leaders getting into the back of Casey Ryback. So now, is there any kind of change up here? I know some guys came down pit road. What was your thoughts on that?
That's, if it wasn't for the fact that I could use the stage points, I was going to come down and take some tires and get full on fuel, but after seeing how many people were going down, the stage points were calling the name instead of going to get some tires and fuel.
Yeah, we saw you kind of fall off there. Was there a mistake or something happened? You were up in the 11th position. You fell back to 17th. What was going on out there?
Going into the backstretch chicane, I caught too much of the right turn curbing and bounced the car and got back onto the throttle, and it just spun me around all the way.
Well, we've seen that happen to quite a few guys here tonight. We watched Blake Hensley get all 4 tires off the ground, so we got a good shot of that. It's bound to happen sometime. You got 55 chances to do it.
Yep.
Well, Cody getting ready to double him back up here just before the stage. We're going to have about 5 to go when we take the green. Good luck out there, man.
Thank you.
Oh, and where are the red lights? I'm not seeing that tonight.
They are yellow tonight.
Yeah, we need some red lights. Get that thing going. All right, we appreciate it, Cody, and we'll see you on the flip side, buddy.
Thank you.
Cody Anderson in the number 42. Going to restart here in the 8th position, 9th position. Try to get my timing and scoring corrected there. And FBR driver ready to go for this restart. It's Alex Penn back up on the point. He has OiL Hubie, and can anyone snag this stage away from the 30 car? We'll have to find out. We're going to have 5 to go when we take the green flag. There's quite a few opportunities for these guys if they can get him into turn 1. However, if we get kind of the situation where turn 1, lap 1, they might have to throw another caution. That could be the stage here. We'll have to wait and see, because these guys are going to be very aggressive on this restart. You can't blame them. Stage points on the line. Only 4 or 5 laps to do it. You got to get as many as you can. I look for a very action-packed shootout to lap 20. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here and watching the Overtake iRacing League Cup Series on Vspeed. If you're enjoying the action, and I'm sure you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on Vspeed. It helps us out tremendously, more than you'll ever understand. I could go through the analytics and how algorithms work, but even myself, I don't understand exactly how that is. So share it with everyone you got, and you'll never miss a single race for the Overtake iRacing League Cup Series. 15 laps in. It's been a good one so far. A shake-up here with a lot of drivers plus 4 positions from 3rd down to 8th. Michael Kostick has gained 6 positions, 12 for Michael Nash in 7th. James Silvers has recovered back to the top 10. Cody Anderson going to restart here around the 9th, 10th position. Blake Hensley back behind him, who came down pit road. We had quite a few cars come down pit road with Blake Hensley, John Schwartz, Radburn Shutters, Daniel Cunningham, Dustin Reinsettle, all the way back to the 21st position have come down pit road during this yellow flag. And they're going to have fresher tires, so we might see something happen mid-pack. Most likely that's where, if we're going to have a problem, it's going to be. But here we go. Can anyone snag it away? Stage points on the line. Alex Penn has led every single lap. OiL Hubie going to start on his outside as they come into turn 1. Green flag back up into the air. And we're live and racing at Roval for 5 laps to the stage. And already a lot of passing going on here mid-pack. You can see these guys on top of each other. There's the 99 of Sorrell to the outside of John Schwartz. He's running it hard on the outside, but I think Schwartz has the preferred line. Side by side here with Anderson for 9th. The 88 of Nick Mills trying to get up there. Doesn't get the good run. Actually holds up on the 48 of Schwartz and onto the banking, 24 degrees. Anderson pulling away a little bit. OiL Hubie loses over a second to the 30 car of Penn. Radburn Shutters back up to 13th after that caution that came out, the second one of the night. But it looks like Alex Penn, unless he makes a dramatic mistake here, and a little bit of tire lock up there by Cody, or I believe that was David Farmer in the 84. There's Cody Anderson, the name I was about to say. Penn just has to do it 3 more times. Little slide there from Penn, but he's got a good gap of about a second over Hubie. but still pushing it very hard here. Resetting the nose for the 21 at Hoobie. He had the downshift there into that bus stop. And unfortunately doesn't get the drive off he wants. He's going to lose another 3/10. And this has actually allowed a couple drivers to catch up to him. The 51 of Hubbard has caught up. He's shaved about 3/10. And the gaggle of cars back here with Silvers, who's been in recovery mode since the beginning of this race, to the inside of the 14 of Hawkins now into turn 1. He's going to pick up a spot into 6th. Fighting back, though, is the 14. They're going to go side by side, and Caustic locks up the tires. He's going to be part of this battle now, whether he wants to be or not. Contact there with the 17 into Hawkins. Moves the 14 out of the way, and Hawkins loses a couple tenths there. He falls back to Michael Nash. The 11 spots gained here for the number 60. James Silver's on a mission now, trying to get back into the top 5. He started in the 5th position, and he's slowly working his way back there. The GG's Chevrolet Camaro all over the back bumper of Michael Caustic as they come into turn 1 for the final time before the stage break. Laying the bumper to him all over the back of Caustic, the 17 trying to move him out of the way for the top 5. He has a couple more opportunities here, but he's going to have to get quick work of it in the bus stop if he wants a chance. Side by side just before the bus stop. The lead is all but decided. This battle here for 5th is going to end. Caustic runs it through the chicane. And it looks like Silvers is going to come out in 5th. Alex Penn off of the final turn now. He's got the stage. Still some more racing going on there. Silver's coming across the line. Hawkins going to be 6th. 7th, Caustic. 8th for Michael Nash. Impressive run. Cody Anderson able to hold on, and he gets 10th. Stage winner, Alex Penn. He led all 19 laps of this stage. And he had over a second lead over Hoobie. Guy is driving on another level. I'll be interested to see once we get, if we can get Shutters and these guys back up here, what it'll be like here for Alex Penn. He had the pressure put on him there. So getting the field sorted back up. It's like iRacing pace car going into turn 1 now. We'll get all these drivers caught back up to pace speed. You can see the 30 of Alex Penn having to wait for that car. And I look for pretty much the entire field, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 guys that came down pit road with that 5-lap shootout. I'd look to see everybody come down pit road. This is going to make it a little bit complicated to figure out these strategies, because some of these guys might be short on fuel for the remaining of this race, the second half of it, and I'm interested to see if it works out. After pit stops, we'll try to get some more of these drivers up here in the broadcast booth. Plenty of opportunity. Very big racetrack to pace around. Takes well over a minute and a half to get around this place at pace speed. About a minute 19 at speed, so best lap on the racetrack belongs to Alex Penn with a 1:19.746. Second closest driver to him right now would be Hubbard with a 1:21.37. And Rafael Hubi was in that realm as well, 1:20.50. So actually Hubi being the second fastest on the track. But nobody else in the 1:19s across the board. Alex Penn with that clean air has had his work cut out for him here tonight. We're going to bring it down pit road and shake this field up a little bit. .31 of Hensley stays out. The 88 of Mills also staying out. A couple other drivers Daniel Cunningham. They're all gonna take the position and put themselves up front here for this restart. And there's Alex Penn into his stall. Down and away for the 21. He wins the battle off of pit road. Hubi maybe taking just enough fuel here. So he's going to get in front of the 30 car. And they've got quite a few drivers in front of him. Blake Hensley is going to take over the lead. Nick Mills, Daniel Cunningham, Rafael Hubi, and Alex Penn. So the first time tonight, we see a change for the lead. And the guy that's led the most laps is going to restart in 5th. James Silver's back up here right behind him. GT Hawkins, Radburn Shutters in 8th. So the guys that had the chance earlier in this race to be up front have recovered. Hopefully they can remain up here and we can get some racing with this leader. He's been uncontested since the beginning of this race. I think there's a couple guys back here that could put him in a situation where he overdrives his stuff with some pressure. While we have the chance, we're going to bring Shutters up here. Cornerstone Motorsports driver, Radburn Shutters. It's Bradley Cooper in the Vspeed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you've recovered. You're back into a situation where the 30 of Alex Penn and the 17 of Silvers are near you. I know that that didn't work out. You had the pressure on Penn, and the lap car of Ryback put you in a bad spot. Good recovery, though.
Yeah, it's something you always got to be aware of, and even Alex didn't have time to react to it, and it just stacked up. And that's just the kind of stuff that happens at these places, you know, wide skill gap. There's some really fast guys out here, and then like everything, you're going to have some guys that are slower, and you got to just be able to find your way around the lap traffic. And I'm just glad we got the caution thrown, because I was sitting in the middle of an apex in the tightest corner on the track. So glad that they finally got that throwed out for us. We could get straightened up, back out here. No damage on the car that I can tell. And now we're just going to try and fight through some more cars and get back to the front.
You got a few drivers that pulled some strategy with that caution that did come out, and 4 drivers in front of you here that have kind of older tires. 19 for Nick Mills, 9 laps on the stint for Hensley. I think your best opportunity here, in my opinion, is to get around Hawkins and Silvers as quick as you can, and then run up there and see what happens with these top 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a bit to just tuck in behind Alex for the rest of the race, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, keep the pressure on him, and maybe we'll see you post-race.
Yeah, that sounds good. Appreciate it.
Bradburn Shutters in the 44. He's going to restart in the 8th position here. So, Nick Mills, Blake Hensley on the front row. Pace car going to pull off this time by. A lot of work left to be done for these guys. Oh, the 88 car apparently shut it off. Not really sure what happened there, but a little damage maybe for the 21 and the 17. Gonna have to do a better job with that. Probably saving fuel, because he's been out there for 19 laps. New drivers come back down pit road to top off. Looks like Schroeder came down. John Schwartz catching back up to this field. Maybe some damage repairs as well. About 2.5 minutes there for the 48 car in his pit box, and he's got some heavy front end damage. That will probably affect him when we get out to the actual speedway portion of the racetrack. Probably not going to hurt him too bad as long as the handling's still there. Take a look here on the inside. Looks like Schwartz has probably got straight steering, so nothing broken suspension-wise. But aerodynamically, he's going to have a challenge here to pick up some positions. Pace car going to pull off here, and we're going to begin the second stage. The Charlotte Roval with Blake Hensley into turn 1, into the restart zone. And we're back live and racing at Charlotte. And a couple cars make spins as Sorrell and McLaughlin, they lose it, but they're not going to get the full course caution. Well, they do, actually. Ryback, the 81, gets into the side of the 81. Sorrell goes sideways. Let's back that up with a replay and get a good look at it. .48 car loses the bumper there. Schwartz ran into the back of Ryback. Unfortunately, it brings out another yellow here tonight. So Hensley going to get some more laps led as the yellow flag comes out for the 4th time tonight. Officially 3 cautions. And we had our stage break. We'll have about 28 laps remaining when we go back green. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League live on Vspeed. Cup Series at the Roval. We'll be back with more after this. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and get back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Roval gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Slack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live from the Roval, Blake Hensley is going to lead them into turn 1 for the 2nd time tonight, and then 3 cautions. We've had just a couple lead changes here at the Roval. The 30 of Alex Penn back up to 4th. He's led the most laps here tonight, but he has a few drivers that have stayed out. Nick Mills brought it down pit road during that caution. Had to top off with some fuel. He'll be back to the 23rd position on this restart. Hensley, Cunningham, and Hoobie, the top 3. Alex Penn, James Silver's the top 5. But while we have a few moments, we're going to bring a driver up here into the broadcast booth. The guy that's leading this field right now, it's the 31 of Blake Hensley up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy.
Hey, brother, what's going on, man?
Hey, we saw you pull a little strategy there. You took advantage of that caution with 5 laps to go in the stage break. Now you find yourself leading this field with a couple guys that also are a little bit older tires and maybe a little off the pace with Hoobie. So this might give you a chance to pull away.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll see what happens. The Roval's by far not my best road course. So I'm going to try to, you know, see if we can work a little bit of strategy and see what happens. There's a lot of fast cars out here tonight, so we're going to do whatever we can to try to put us up in there amongst with them.
Well, you're able to sacrifice and come out on top. You did sacrifice the stage points a little bit there, but now you're in a situation where you got some laps led, kind of making up for it. Maybe we get you a post-race interview with that win.
Yeah, maybe. You know, anything you can do to, you know, get that clean air and get out from behind slower traffic, it'll do you a lot of good. So we'll hope to see you later, man.
All right, Blake Hensley in the number 31. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
That's Under Siege Racing driver Blake Hensley. He'll be starting on the point. Get set to double him back up hopefully next time by. Lights are still on the pace car. gives me an opportunity, though. Bring up chat. Anybody out there watching the broadcast currently that has a favorite driver that they'd like to see up on the camera, up on the screen? We can get an opportunity maybe to talk to them. Throw that name up there in the chat. We'll try to get them on there. Welcome in Gabriel Malu from Argentina. Donna K, as always. It looks like great fun because we're not driving it, Donna. That's what I have to say about that. Not one of my favorite tracks in the world. I'm not a road racer by any means. And I can tell you that for some guys it's tons of fun, and for most it's not. Very complicated track. Turn 1, you've seen how treacherous it is here tonight. It's been the demise of quite a few drivers. And the situation hasn't really changed since the green flag dropped. Lap 1, turn 1, we had an accident. Lap 13, we had another one. Then you saw it again here on this restart to the stage on lap 20. It's a tough place to get around. Glad to see you in here, though. Thank you for coming into the broadcast, and it's always fun to have somebody to talk to. We got these long pace laps here. It takes over it's almost 3 minutes to get around this place under caution. And so we've got about a minute and a half of that left. Again, reminder, Hensley, Cunningham, Hooby, Penn, and Hawkins, the top 5. Then you have Silvers, Shutters, Hubbard, Nash, and Pierce, the top 10. Biggest mover of the race thus far, Daniel Cunningham is up in the 2nd position after starting in 18th. He's up 16 spots. The iRacing safety car going to get out of the way. Let's see if we can get this race back underway. It's been tough here in turn 1. That's where pretty much every caution that we've thrown, because it's such a tight entry and exit into that corner, walls on both sides because of the pit road. It makes for kind of a clogged drain, if you will, for that analogy. It's once one car spins, everyone behind him has nowhere to go. We saw it on lap 1 where 8-9 different cars got involved and had to come to a complete stop for some of them, spreading out the field. So full course caution was thrown, and we've had a couple scenarios like that here tonight, even with the leaders actually catching Casey Ryback and putting them in a situation where they both got, well, one of them gets turned, and that was Shutters. So hopefully we can clean that all up. We can get this race back underway for the 4th time tonight. The 31 of Blake Hensley is going to start live here from the Roval, back underway, and green flag is out, and maybe a little lane change there for the 31. We'll have to wait and see if he gets a penalty. Oh, contact there. The 14 gets into the back of the 21. He gets spun around. And all those positions lost for Hooby. That was the 14 of Hawkins that tagged the back of the 21. There was a battle in front of him. A couple cars were side by side. Now Blake Hensley trying to run away from the 30 of Alex Penn. He is about half a second ahead of him. Cars hitting the chicane back there. That was Shutters that just jumped it. He falls back to the 7th spot. Now to the inside as Pierce goes by in 3 and 4. NASCAR 3 and 4, 24-degree banking, high-speed corner. Battle up here for third. Daniel Cunningham in front of James Silvers into turn 1. They're going to go side by side across that curbing there for the 17. Now Hawkins going to go to the inside and peak. Cunningham has his work cut out for him. He early breaks and lets the 14 by. Hensley under fire now. 0.2 of a second as they go into NASCAR 1 and 2. Little mistake there by the 30 car. That allows Hensley to have a good stretch here into 3 and 4. Into the final chicane, he's going to lead this time by. But what a drive off in that final portion of the racetrack. Pass for the lead now into turn 1. Alex Penn getting pinched onto the inside. They're side by side into turn 2. Hensley not going to give it up easily, but loses the rear end, and he inevitably falls back to second. Just a little bit of an overdrive there. Now has to try to chase him back down. Showed really good pace there in that clean air, though. The 31 impressed me with how long he was able to hold on to that lead. Penn just a little bit faster on the averages, but both these guys have now officially turned a 1:19.8 and a 1:19.5. So a second car able to get into the 1:19s. Excellent job there by Hensley. So James Silver's back up into the top 3. He has Hawkins trying to chase him down in the 14. Go back here a little bit deeper in the field. Nash into the outside wall after having such a good run. He gets heavy damage. Let's go back on an instant replay. I think he might have had some help here. Nope, he misses the chicane. And that's why he lost all that time. And he's going to bring it down pit road. Hawkins on the hunt now. The back of James Silvers. Less than half a second there through the technical parts of the track. He's been working on it. He's been trying to chase down Silvers for quite some time. Gets the draft into the bus stop. He's going to be 0.3 of a second now as they come across here and going to get a good run off. Possible change for third position here with Hawkins all over the back bumper. Hooby, after getting turned, has worked his way back up to 17th. He lost a lot of positions. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him. And maybe overdriving this car a little bit. Maybe driving it angry. But he has enough time. He can work his way back into the top 10. Speaking of top 10, David Farmer in the number 84. The Overtake iRacing League and Vspeed all over that machine. That Toyota Camry sitting in 10th. Michael Kostick, who we saw have problems earlier, locked it up in the bus stop on the back stretch, locked it up into the final chicane. He fell back quite a few positions. He's back up to 12th, where he began this race. Sean Kaser just behind him in 13th. These guys right on top of each other. And there's Daniel Cunningham, who's restarted outside the front row. He has fallen all the way back to 11th. So Alex Penn has pulled out to a 2.5 second lead over Blake Hensley. And it's another 2 seconds back to James Silvers in the 17. Hawkins just about half a second back in 4th. Shutters, after having some problems on that restart, he's back up to the 5th position. He ran over the bus stop a little shallow and lost quite a few positions. He's back into the top 5, though, as his work cut out for him. 4 seconds back from Hawkins. Closest battle on the racetrack right now is between the 11 of Dustin Reinsettle and the 99, Jason Sorrell. Oh, and the 21 of Hoobie's around. He's going to lose all those spots he made back up. So the tough day gets worse for the 21. He falls almost out of the top 20. He's got a couple of drivers chasing him down here, but I'd say Hoobie lost those chances of getting back into the top 10 before this race is over. And unless we re-rack these cars and put these guys back to close, it looks like the 30 of Alex Penn is going to go back-to-back this week with 2 separate road course wins. He's been stellar here tonight. He's led 25 laps, and with the lead he has, I see no reason why he can't get over 40 laps led in this race. Catching up to the 7. Remember, this was a problem before. He's going to get by it cleanly. Ryback moving up out of the way. Hensley goes by, the 7 locks it up. And a car off the racetrack, that's the 99 of Sorrell. Little mistake made here, locks up the tire, slides it around, wheel hop, and into the grass. So the spread here for the top 5, the 2nd through 4th position tightening up progressively as this run goes on. Alex Penn has set sail. He's 3 seconds ahead of Blake Hensley, who's going to have some company here very soon. James Silvers and GT Hawkins have been chasing down this 31 car since the green flag came out. They're within a second now of making that happen. How about the recovery there for Silvers? And that lap 1, turn 1, he's able to come back into the top 3. He's going to be fighting for second position here very soon. Hell of a drive there for the 17 car. Up and down night. But don't take anything away from Blake Hensley. He's still putting up some decent lap times. He's a little bit off here this time by. He puts up a 1:29.35. Silver's only about 0.3 of a second faster. We'll see if he fights to keep this position. Silver's just progressively chipping away. He's able to get a good drive off in the more 90-degree technical parts of the racetrack. That's allowed Silvers to get within half a second now. Hawkins still back there lurking, hoping that these guys get the racing side by side, and down pit road for the 31. So that's going to do it there for the 31 car. I don't foresee anybody else bringing it down pit road here. I think everybody else is good to go on fuel. We'll have to wait and see, though. We still have about 18 laps to go. So now a top 3 for Hawkins as he gets by. Hensley coming down. Shutters into 4th position, and Brandon Holder. And another picture-perfect recovery story on the track. The 9, who was all the way back in 23rd after lap 1, is back up into 5th. Cody Anderson, David Farmer, about half a second apart from each other. This is for the 12th spot. Field very spread out. 2 closest cars on the racetrack right now are these 2. So far, 39 laps complete. Live from the Roval, the Overtake iRacing League Cup Series. Taking them away at this 2.28 mile road course. We're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll have about 10 laps to go when we come back here on Vspeed. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver's style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The wheel gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes
Sweat.
Sweat.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Back live from the Roval. 41 laps complete, and Alex Penn has led 32 of them. He has a 5-second lead over James Silvers, who took over the second position after we had the 31 of... Well, I've lost track of my timing and scoring here. We have Blake Hensley come down pit road. He comes back out in the 5th position now with some pressure tires. And now, the 30 car down pit road. So a little shake up here. Hawkins going to take over the lead on lap 42. He'll have to come down pit road. So this actually shakes out pretty well for the 31 car. Seeing these guys come down into the pits. There's the 44 of Shutters. Interested to see if these guys can get on and off pit road okay. Tire fall off hasn't been much. We're talking about less than a second here. Some of these guys might be better off to just take fuel only, and that will be the case for Penn and Silvers both. 5.9 in the box there for Silvers. Shaves a little bit of time off the lead, but not much. Hensley not able to catch back up to these guys, though. He had 10.6 in the box. He had to take a little bit more fuel, and he didn't really have a choice because he was 5-6 laps older on fuel and had to pace around a little bit more, hitting that 5 laps before the stage break. Kind of changed his situation. Hawkins going to stay out a little bit longer. Lead another lap. So now that's 2 for the 14 tonight. He is 1.9 seconds ahead of the 44 of Shutters, who's been trying to chase him down. But I think Shutters making that mistake early in this restart, putting himself back in the 8th position. He's been in recovery mode pretty much this entire race. So now it's a matter of can he get up to the top 5 before this race is over, when really, I think, respectively, he had the pace that he could be a top 3 car here tonight. It's unfortunate for the 44 that he's in that situation. And Alex Penn is going to most likely resume the lead here after these two come down pit road. Trying to get a lap led, though. He has shaved the lead down below a second. Did these guys save enough fuel? I doubt that they had the... That's going to be a tall order here. That's going to be a really tall order. If they did, though, way to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Under half a second now as they go into turn 1. Hawkins trying to hold on to it. He's been pretty mistake-free. It's not like he's spinning the tires. A little wide there in the entrance of 3. But he makes back up for it here on the exit of 4. Shutter's going to dial up the pressure a little bit more as they go back into the NASCAR section of the oval, into NASCAR 1 and 2. There's a little bit more time shaved off and some lap traffic in front of the 14 car. That's the 81 of Brendan McLaughlin. He moves out of the way nicely, though. Shutter's also able to clear. And now Nick Mills in front of these two into the bus stop. Battle for the lead heats up a little bit more with each lap. 0.3 of a second into NASCAR 3 and 4. And looks like Hawkins is going to be bringing it down pit road this time by. No, he's on the clutch. He's going to try to make it to the end of this race. He realized he's not going to make it to the end. So he had to clutch it for a moment, and now the 44 pulls out ahead. Is he saving fuel? Alex Penn, 12 seconds back. Here's the 30 car, who's led the most laps here tonight. 32 of them out of the 46 completed. And he has enough fuel definitely to make it to the end of this thing. He's got a tall order to chase these guys down of over 10 seconds. James Silver's in the 4th position. 5 seconds back from Alex Penn. Possible top 3 day if Hawkins or Shutters runs out of fuel. Blake Hensley, nicely done with the strategy. He has 14 seconds over Brandon Holder, so a top 5 day for the 31 car. So long as he doesn't make a huge mistake, he's good to go. Brandon Holder, though, great recovery for the 9. Running in the 6th spot. Chance for a top 5 here tonight. Excuse me, 10 laps to go. Plenty of time to do it. 36 seconds back for the lead, though. That chance of a win has dwindled away. David Farmer in the 7th position. He's run a solid race all night. He started in 10th. He's improved from that qualifying effort 3 spots. And a great day here for the 84 car. Let's just get a good shot there on the side of that machine while it goes by. Excellent paint work. Love the chrome on the speed portion of that. Looks good. And back here to the 48 of Schwartz. He had heavy damage on the front end of that car. Looks like he's got some of that repaired, but still a little bit on that right front. He's running in 8th position. Makes you wonder what the 48 car could have done had he not picked up that damage here tonight. Michael Kostick in the number 8 car coming by across the line for lap 47. He's in 9th spot. He's up 3 positions as well. And then we're going to check in with our 10th place driver. That's Roger Pierce. And unfortunately for Pierce, he's lost a few positions. He was up in the top 5 at one point in this race. He's back to 10th and trying to hold on over Rafael Hubi, who has been driving like a pissed off teenager since he's had that incident with the 14 and then self-spins into the bus stop. He still has a chance at a top 10. We counted him out. You heard me say it. He's proven me wrong here. So Shutter starts to clutch it. He has to come down pit road. Hawkins now going to stay out another lap. He has Alex Penn about 9 seconds back. Can the 14 win this race? We heard him clutching it earlier. I don't know, opportunity-wise, if he snuck something out here with the fuel strategy, I don't know. That's a stretch here. He's 27 laps on this stint. We haven't really seen anyone go past 25 here today. Nick Mills was the longest out there a moment ago. You can hear, listen to the RPMs through some of these corners. He's not pushing it as hard as most of these other guys. He's just trying to maintain that gap. 9 seconds now. Alex Penn catching him. Getting a workout there back on the NASCAR 1 and 2. Show you where Alex Penn is. He's just now coming onto that portion of the racetrack. And Hawkins has to bring it down pit road. He's out of fuel. So Alex Penn takes back over the lead here on lap 50. Hawkins has to bring it down with just over 5 laps to go. Tops off with some fuel. Maybe takes a little bit more than he needed to. 6.8 in the box there. James Silvers takes over second position. Shutters up to third. Blake Hensley up to fourth. Hawkins comes back out in the 5th position. Now has a chance to get back into that podium. He has 2 guys in front of him here. Rafael Huby on the back of Roger Pierce, still to this moment hasn't been able to get around him. This is for the top 10 in the 21 car. You know he's hungry for it. Time running out with 5 to go. Onto the outside for the 21. Gonna dive it down off the wall. Doesn't have the move. Gonna be all over the back bumper of the 27 into the bus stop. Way overshot there by Pierce, but the 21 gets loose. They're gonna be side by side for a moment. Into 3 and 4, Huby gets it. on board here with the 27 after that mistake in the bus stop. You know he's kicking himself. You tell kind of the body language on the camera, not happy about that. But with 5 laps to go, he's just going to have to mitigate that damage, try to chase the 21 back down. And getting around some lap traffic now for Alex Penn as we go on board here with the number 30 who dominated this race. He had great success last night as well in the B car, the Xfinity Series Overtake iRacing League. Phenomenal drive here tonight. He's led 34 laps, and the VR system setup for Alex Penn has worked to perfection. 4 laps to go here for the 30 car. He can claim a victory in the Cup Series. So James Silver's going to probably bring it home in second. He's got a 5-second lead over Shutters in third. Hensley going to be under fire here soon from Hawkins. So this position's still undecided with 3 laps to go. Hawkins has an opportunity to possibly pick up 2 spots and get a top 3 here tonight. He just has to keep doing what he's doing. He's been chipping away slowly at Hensley and Shutters. Little mistake there, it looked like from the 44. 31 car caught up to him. Now the 14, they're all within a second of each other. And still we've got 2.5 laps to go. We could see a change for position to any one of these 3 cars. Two laps to go now as Alex Penn crosses the line. Hensley under fire for the 14. Hawkins very aggressive on the apex here. Has to find the right opportunity to get by Hensley. He's only going to have 1 lap probably to get around Shutters, so he has to cut these corners and be very careful on the throttle. Alex Penn coming through the bus stop with 2 to go. Just a crazy dominant performance. He's going to be just shy of 40 laps led. He's going to take the white flag this time by. A mistake made by Hawkins, though. Into the bus stop chicane. White flag is out, but let's go back on the replay here and show you what happened. He loses that ground. Locks up the tires, slides in, hits the bus stop a little heavy, and has to give that time back. The white flag is out. The 30 of Penn, 7-second lead for the final time around these 16 corners. And all the laps led here tonight The most important one coming up right here. Alex Penn into the bus stop, into NASCAR 3 and 4, into the final chicane for the final time tonight. Alex Penn wins last night and now back-to-back victories for the 30 car. Alex Penn is your winner at Charlotte. James Silver is going to bring it home in second position. Radburn Shutters holds on to third. Blake Hensley, congratulations to him after the strategy. He's going to come home in fourth spot. Hawkins loses some time but finishes fifth. Brandon Holder in sixth. It's a great finish overall. Still got some battling going on out there. Let's see if Cofield and Kaser make it interesting here. They're coming through the bus stop for the final time. It's Roger Pierce in front of him, no mistakes, so looks like Cofield gonna get 12th spot. So I have one more chance here for a mistake. Cofield backs that corner up just enough, and he's gonna bring it home in 12th. This is an absolute dominant day for the 30 car. We saw it last night. He had great success at Mid-Ohio. We knew he was a road racer. He put it up on the pole and led the vast majority of the laps. He was first in qualifying, first in practice. He did the same thing last night. And here he is again, bringing it down the front stretch to burn it down. The 30 car victorious. Post-race interviews with your top three. You're watching the Overtake iRacing League Cup Series live on Vspeed. We've got more coverage post-race after this. We'll be back in just a moment. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life, so don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Vspeed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Back here live at the Charlotte Roval. The Overtake iRacing League has concluded its 55 laps. The 2.28 mile road course configuration here in Charlotte. They put on a good show. Stage winner tonight is Alex Penn, and he wins the race, leading over 35 laps. Final results up on your screen. Silver Shutters, the top 3. There's Blake Hensley with a top 4. G.T. Hawkins is going to come home in the 5th position. Brendan Holder in 6th. David Farmer 7th. John Schwartz recovers to 8th. Rafael Huby, how about that? Up to 9th after that spin. And rounding out that top 10 is Michael Kostick. Roger Pierce finishes 11th with Sean Kaser in 12th. Daniel Cunningham 13th. Jonathan Cofield in 14th. Dustin Reinsettle brings it home in the 15th position. Brandon McLaughlin in 16th. Sorrell is going to bring it home in 17th. 18th, Cody Anderson. Nick Mills in 19th. And Schroeder brings it home in 20th. Hubbard's going to finish 21st. Casey Ryback in 22nd. Michael Nash in 23rd. Morton's going to finish in 24th. And Matt Grenier are going to finish at the tail end of this field tonight. 58 laps down. Morton and Grenier both elect not to race here tonight. And that finally brings us to your post-race interviews. We have your third place finisher here tonight. And that's going to be the number 44 of Radburn Shutters in third here. I mean, you recovered nicely. I know there were some problems there just before the stage break, put you deep in the field. You come back and get a podium. You had the speed here tonight. I think you could have had a challenge for Alex had that not happened.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on, if I hadn't have been pointed in the wrong direction before the stage, me and Alex in the same chat and talking about how the end of the race was going to play out. And, at the time, that's what it was going to look like. We kept tearing off from the field and, nothing's guaranteed, but it was going to turn out to be a good race there towards the end. Ended up having to battle back. I don't know how much there. I couldn't get through traffic as well as the other guys could. And I was tracking down James there. If there was another 5 laps, probably I was going to be able to take second. Just ran out of time there. But Alex ran a killer race. I'm glad that he didn't get dinged up as bad as I did there before the stage. That was very unfortunate turn of events there.
Yeah, I put it into a kind of a weird scenario where whenever you're in recovery mode at these tracks, it never seems to go your way after that point, because you're always trying to pass somebody that you feel that or know that you're faster than and can get held up, and then that can cause you to overdrive and then put yourself in another situation. We saw it with Huby here tonight. I think he had to race back to the top 10 3 times tonight.
Yeah, it's an entirely different discipline, kind of try and drive around slower traffic. And there's a lot of good fast cars. We made a good race out of it, but it just, you either got it or you don't whenever it comes to getting by the slower guys, and I don't think I've got it as much as these other guys do. So it's something to work on, maybe be better at next time here in a couple weeks at the street course.
Well, outside of that, Shutters, a great job recovering and getting the podium. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out for third tonight?
Yeah, gotta thank our sponsors, Gigi's, Function Junction, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire. Everybody at Cornerstone for practicing hard every week and really trying to nail down these tracks so we can do this. Finish in the top 5, top 10 every week. And got to thank my old lady fiance now, Lori, for supporting these wild habits of ours, wild hobbies, that is. And everyone at the putting on the broadcast too, appreciate it big time. Everyone at OiL. We'll do it again next week.
Well, we appreciate your time as well. Thank you very much, man, and we look forward to possibly seeing you up here next week.
Absolutely. We'll see you then.
There's third place finisher Radburn Shutters in the number 44. Wrong button there. A little muscle memory, but we're going to bring up your second place finisher here tonight. That's James Silvers in the number 17. James, you also had a recovery. You had that lap one, turn one spin, and probably the worst part of the racetrack for that to happen to you because it allowed pretty much the entire field to have to go by before you could get it turned around.
Yeah, we was even talking about it before the race. It was like, we have to be careful on these cold tires. And I seen Brandon start to get a little bit. I guess he locked his brakes up a little bit, and then I started seeing him go around. And by the time I could even get on the brakes, it just wanted to go around. But thankfully, no, not too many. I think one person ran into me and gave me about 50 seconds worth of damage. But we were able to overcome it. We came down pit road and got it all fixed, and got the restart in 20th, and got back to 5th in the stage, and then we just, drove the hell out of it and kept on going and got a good second place finish out of it.
Well, when you go through the scenario with the stage break, you had to kind of change your strategy with pit road, put you even deeper in the field. Now you're outside looking in. You drove your ass off to get back up there, and at the end of this thing, it all paid off. It was kind of hard to see the big picture when you're that deep in the field and figure out what these guys are doing.
Yeah, that's when you really have to try to, get a hold of your mental state and just don't let everything overcome you and just remain focused on what you were doing and keeping the car underneath you and running consistent laps. And everything else though, is just overall I thought it was a really good race all the way around. I mean, the car was a little bit loose and some people had different strategies, and we actually had a few cautions tonight, which was pretty surprising because most time when we run, we don't have too many cautions at road courses, but made it for a very interesting strategy. But me actually getting in that wreck on the first lap actually helped me because I about spun my tires out. So I was like, I might as well pit and fix the damage and get some new tires, and that helped me have more gas. So whenever we did pit at the stage, it helped me jump a few drivers. I think I went from 5th to 3rd on pit road, and then after that, I just didn't look back. So.
Well, James, able to recover. We got Las Vegas next week. We know that you're one of those top 5 contenders when it comes to the 1.5 mile tracks. So we look forward to seeing what you got there. But is there anybody you'd like to shout out for tonight's second place?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my girlfriend Shelby. I wouldn't be able to do this, without her because she lets me do it. And I'd like to shout out her, and I love you, baby. And I'm gonna call you shortly after this race. And I'd like to shout out you, Bradley, for putting on the broadcast, and Vspeed and everything that y'all do. Y'all do an amazing job. I'd like to thank everybody at Overtake iRacing League to help put together such a good league. And after 4 weeks, man, this is a very promising league, man. I like what we're getting into, and I'd like to shout out all the sponsors that help at Cornerstone. I'd like to thank all the drivers too tonight at Cornerstone. Y'all did an amazing job to be able to come 1, 2, 3. I think we put us all in the top 6, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty good. But then I'd like to shout out all the sponsors to help everything and help fund us at Cornerstone Motorsports. I'd like to thank Area Professionals of WNC, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire. And I'd like to shout out everybody at Cornerstone one more time, man. It's just a hell of a night, and was looking forward to next week, man.
Well, we appreciate your times, James, the GG's, Chevrolet Camaro. Looking fast there, and especially in the closing laps. Congratulations on second place in the recovery.
Thank you, Bradley, man. Yep, you have a good night, buddy.
You too. So there he is, second place finisher, James Silvers, in the number 17. And finally, we're down in victory lane with the number 30, back-to-back wins. He showed him how to get around last night at Mid-Ohio. He did it even more dominating fashion tonight at the Roval. Congratulations, Alex Penn, on back-to-back victories.
Thank you. Pretty glad to run that well. Running up in the Cup Series for the first time, and kind of showing the team that the crew chief still has it.
The crew chief still has it. Well, I tell you, man, when it comes to what a crew chief knows versus what a driver knows, sometimes that can be an advantage because you're starting to do these calculations. You got a little bit more awareness of what the stage is going to be like, what you need to do on your fuel strategy. And we asked you during that first caution, does this shake anything up? And you pretty much said, no, I'm sticking to my guns. You knew exactly what you needed to do.
Yeah, I actually did have to change it up a little bit. I was planning on running a little bit further into the run after the stage, but with the traffic coming up in front of me, I decided might as well just come down pit road and avoid the traffic so that I don't have to deal with that, and that worked out pretty well.
Well, a little shake up there, a little minor hiccup, but you never really got yourself into a bad situation. We had a few different drivers here, and I think, in my personal opinion, Shutters and Silvers would have been probably a little bit closer to you had these things not went exactly the way they did. We saw Shutters on your back bumper there. What happened there with Casey Ryback? We saw you get into the back of him, and then Shutters got into the back of you. What exactly went down there?
Yeah, I think it was mostly just an unfortunate situation. I wasn't expecting Casey to be checking up into that corner like that, and Radburn had no time to react behind me either, and just kind of stuff happens. Luckily, Radburn was able to get away with no damage and just kind of put to the back of the pack and was able to work his way back up, which was nice to see.
Well, we're going to Las Vegas next week, and I know that I know that last night was kind of a one-off, if I'm correct, right?
For what?
For the B car. Do you always race in the B car? I'm sorry. If
I
I'm
am
not...
a Xfinity racer. I was racing up for the first time tonight.
Okay, so that's tonight that you're racing the first time.
Yep.
All right. So, will we see you next week here in the Cup Series then at Vegas?
I believe Justin Ray will be taking back over the Cup car in the 30, and I should be back for Chicago Street.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to get that all sorted out, but dominating week for you this week. Congratulations, Alex. Do you have anybody that you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, definitely the guys over at Cornerstone. I think we covered 5 of the top 6 tonight, which was awesome. Aerial Professionals of Western North Carolina, Function Junction Smoke Shop, Gigi's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire on the car. Skip Barber Racing School for teaching me how to drive these road courses. You for putting on the broadcast, and guys for that run the league, and especially Healy because he won the truck race, which means and Alex won every race this week.
I was like, don't forget to say that the name Alex was on top all week long.
Yeah, that's pretty funny to see.
So thank your parents for naming you Alex. That's the first and foremost. And congratulations on the victory and the back-to-back this week. We appreciate your time, Alex.
Thank you.
So there's your race winner, Alex Penn, Cornerstone Motorsports. They were pretty dominant here tonight. It was a great race. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I think we need to change our buttons. I think we need to get a little bit of a change here on the stream deck. I have hit the wrong button twice in a row now. So let's try this again. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast and hope you can join us next week when the Overtake iRacing League goes live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The 1.5 mile intermediate in the desert. But for everybody at Vspeed, Adam Baker in the background, making the graphics, doing all the things that he does to make this possible. Eddie Smith and Morgan Cook, our other producers. I'd like to thank everybody here at Overtake iRacing League, Alex Healy, Cody Anderson, David Farmer, all the things that they do. This is Bradley Cooper telling you guys to have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you tomorrow night here on Vspeed.
Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
No, get burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?